trouble, trouble, bad dog in my soul since the day I was born.
Everyone has been affected by the economy over the last couple years, and the nonprofits are no exception. There's been increasing need and a lack of resources, and so all of the organizations that we work with about 150 across 53 communities, have had to find different ways in order to meet those community needs.
So we're facing one of the most dramatic cuts in human services. And one of the interesting things is we look to where there's an economic downturn, the need for human services actually goes up. And so we're faced now with greater demand and fewer resources.
The federal funding has remained flat, so that's its own challenge. Expenses go up, but there's no additional funding. The state funding, we all know, there's no money. So we're providing services and we're not getting reimbursed for it.
We, like all other agencies and for-profit businesses right now, have done what we've done as far as cut. You know, we've not hired full staff. We've stretched repairs out as long as we can. We've moved a couple of times to cut overhead cost. But at the end of the day, you can only cut so far.
I mean, today's economic environment has really put the squeeze on the nonprofit community. So their challenges are bigger than ever. And we're seeing that the volunteers, and especially skilled volunteers in this case, is actually a class of donor that has really never been tapped before.
Most nonprofits have a problem with visualizing how they can fit skilled volunteers into their structure. SAVE addresses that problem and helps them leverage skilled volunteers in order to save time, be more efficient, and meet community needs. The SAVE program is divided into 3 distinct stages: ready, set, and go. The ready stage is the assessment stage where the leadership team comes together and decides on the vision of the organization and how skill-based volunteers might be integrated in order to meet the community needs. In the set stage, there's actually some prioritization of projects and some planning that's going on in order to decide what the organization really wants to do that's most important for them at that time. The go stage is when they're ready to actually execute, and we help them through that process too by actually getting the right volunteers in the right place.
What we've seen is that the nonprofits are very much focused on the here and today kinds of issues. So, one of my cliches is, they're too busy chopping trees to sharpen the axe. And what we can do by bringing in skilled volunteers is we have incremental resources that would take them maybe months to never to be able to get together to actually address issues that are just persistent in their business.
The SAVE program is giving us the opportunity to look at stabilizing funding maybe through some other opportunities, looking at long-range planning, looking at some other funding opportunities, and bringing in a new set of eyes and a new perspective. And we could never afford this, this expertise that we're getting.
Our SAVE IT volunteer has helped revise one of the databases where we record information about our emergency shelter program. It's a lot of information and it was a bit cumbersome. So, among ourselves we decided what were the changes that needed to be made, and then Keith, our volunteer, came along and just helped implement them.
I want to turn things around. I want to produce, an application for them that they find useful. It's always fun when I give them an application and I go, wow, I didn't know you could do that.
I had been doing the traditional volunteering, like stuffing envelopes, making phone calls, fundraising, things like that, and I thought that this was a really good chance to use my professional skills to have a good impact on the nonprofit world.
There's a reason why it's a profession, and there's a reason why I got paid a lot of money to do what I did. I mean, it's just not, you can't just sit down and say, I'm going to do a survey, or sit down, I'm going to write a marketing plan. You have to know what you're doing.
Volunteers are essential really to any nonprofit organization and any charitable organization. It really is the first question we have to ask when there's a need. Is this something that a volunteer could do?
There's 140 plus nonprofits that the Volunteer Center serves here just in the northwest suburban Chicago area. But in looking at the needs that we have here, the needs are persistent. They're actually pervasive across the entire country. So the model that we're developing actually is one that we believe can be a national model.
So I think this project really helps people not just sit and wonder about tomorrow, but can actually do something that's going to help create a better tomorrow, not only for themselves, but for the people around them.